And we're live again. Back with Cameron doing more commodity trade data. We've been working in this notebook, this amazing notebook where we're pulling in data from the ComTrade API now, and we're so very, very close to making a tree map. And that's what I want to do. We're not stopping until we get a nice zoomable tree map that lets you look at who is trading different food commodities. That's the main goal, right?
Yeah, and just to be clear here, and that's what I want to do. Seems like
No.
you've taken my goals and taken them as yours. So I want to get a good.
I'm right there with you. And so I'm just going to go through. So our notebook is pretty nice. So we build our API call, right? So we let the user pick a country, which we default to Pakistan now, because we find Pakistan gives us good data back. We can choose the selected year, and we can choose the trade type, which is either an import or an export.
Yes. And do you want to share your screen, or should I? Do you want me to share
Yeah,
mine?
I'll share mine. I'll share my entire. How's this?
More for our viewers at home.
Yeah, totally. Well, they can. They see it big. You're the one who doesn't get to see it. So.
Oh, got it.
Let's see, and I think I can pin you so that. Well, that doesn't really do it. All right. So basically, we build our URL, which I'll make a little bit bigger. Where do we do that?
We do it in the middle section.
I'm gonna get rid of this confusing section real quick. I'm gonna minimize this. Combined call string. That's our main API URL, right? Yes, because I see we get data from D3JSON combined call string.
Yeah, combined call string. Yep, totally.
And we had an old group data that grouped by country, but now we have a new one that groups by 2-number commodity code, and it's filled with countries that have trade data.
Yep, looks good to me.
So do you know what code 20 is, or any of these?
10 is cereals.
10 is cereals, okay.
So 1 is animals.
Let's find 10. Ooh, 1 is animals. All right, so let's open animals. So this is imports of animals. So this is Afghanistan receiving animals with some trade value.
Pakistan, yeah, but yes.
Pakistan,
and
sorry.
And that trade value is in US.
Sorry, it's Afghanistan. So PT title is Afghanistan and art. So this is Afghanistan receiving from Pakistan?
No, Pakistan receiving from Afghanistan.
Got it. Receiving. Got it. So this is where the animals are coming from.
Exactly.
Okay.
Afghanistan is where they're coming from.
So then we try and make hierarchy data out of it. So we do our grouping where we do by commodity code and then by country. And then we get a nested hierarchy where the first thing is empty, but we have children, and each child is a commodity, and then that commodity has children, and those are countries, which is basically the same thing, but now in a different JSON structure,
right? It should be, yeah.
So now we have hierarchy data, and this is the part we were at when we signed off. Now we have a static tree map based on our hierarchy data where it's colored by commodity, and then we have little squares for each country within it. But what we want to do is make it interactive so that we can click on a commodity square and it zooms to fill so we can see which countries are part of that commodity trade. All right, so the one thing is that we found this zoomable tree map, which I'm trying to fork and make work. And I feel like I will give it one more shot. The problem is it's a little customized in the way it shows values and things like that, so I need to better understand exactly the type of data that he's feeding it.
Yeah.
So, oh, and he has this crazy name function, which I guess I'm just gonna take that. We need name from zoomable tree map. So I'm just gonna comment out our working one for a second so that I can build our zooming one below it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna copy this code that makes it show up. All right, and then I need format, which I will also take from zoomable tree map. And tree map is not defined. Where does tree map come from? Jesus. So D3 dot fascinating. So we're probably gonna make our own. This is, I think, the step I was missing before.
Oh, potentially.
Is we didn't run it through tree map first. So we have data, D3 tree map, D3 hierarchy data, but that's not right. It's just hierarchy data. Yes, dot sum, but it's not D dot value. It's trade. What's the numeric measure in our data? Trade value?
Trade value. It is dollars. Yeah. Trade value, capital T, capital V.
Capital T, capital V. With a space or no?
No. Yeah, just like that.
Okay. Okay. And then oops. Okay, so this gets our trade value out of, but is it D or is it D dot data trade value? Because didn't we just go through this where it's not actually in the, no, it seems unhappy that I did that. Undefined is not an object. When we do D dot data dot name. Whoa, nice, thank you.
Okay.
So we can do.
This isn't structured exactly like your hierarchy, but I mean, this is like your basic codes and stuff. Just
No,
helps,
that's
like,
beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna. Sweet. So I'm just barely making my tree map wrong.
I'm gonna make us a little year drop down. While you're working on that.
Dot format. We have tile. Root. Tree map. Yeah, I agree. Where does root come from? Oh, okay, that's the SVG. Is it because does the SVG not exist? No. So weird. because everything else is exactly the same. Unless I copied this out. It does return an SVG node. Yep, it does. Group call. Calls it. Calls render. It's got to be something wrong with my tree map function. It's this value stuff. I need to see what this looks like. This is the same thing that happened before. Return. So what does that look like? Got it. It's not data set. D3 hierarchy. It's because it's not data. It's hierarchy data. I think. Or data set. No. Should be hierarchy data.
Well, remember, okay, hold on. On the data set element here, that could be an artifact from when we make the API call. I'm not sure what you're looking at.
That's exactly what it is. It's not, but it's also because I was feeding it the non-processed data. So now I just need to feed tree map when it renders. Like when he does it, he does tree map data, and his data.
Yeah, but remember we got rid of like the data set, like.
Yeah, exactly. But we weren't referencing so like his is a little different, where it's just we don't need to run tree map at all. We just need to have hierarchy data, I think.
I think so.
So close. And so now we just have little name problems, which I think are because we don't have d.name. We have other, like, this we just need to dot split. It's this thing, this dot data, d.root. There is no d.data.name, right? This is crazy Bostockian magic. Okay, so we get a square. How fun. All right, so this is a crazy ternary. So if it's the root, it uses our name function, which wait, driving by my house. Pretty intense. This goes through the hierarchy and goes into the ancestors. That's why name doesn't work, because there's no d.data.name here either. So let's make our own name function that's maybe less fancy.
We got a year drop-down menu in the top now.
Amazing. Okay, so we have name. And it's not d.data.name. It would be PT title.
Cool.
Maybe.
It's pretty cool, like how this all live updates on both of our machines. Like I'm getting your errors through on mine right now.
Oh yeah, everybody wants to get each other's errors. We're living the dream.
Yeah, but like it's cool for debugging. Like like division of labor. Like you could be writing stuff, and I could be like deep in like some,
Yes, exactly. That's how I use it. As like one person will be driving, and then usually like I'll prepare their data, or like you get prepare the next thing, which is kind of nice. Like in the same notebook. So I hate this name function. It's pretty insane. That's what gives us our labels, so I can't not have it. D is root, then name D. Okay, so I have our own name function, I think. Yes, brought it down here. So what if we just do like, that should not be erroring. Undefined is not an object. Maybe there's no d.data?
Oh.
I hate this ternary. God damn it. Bostock, why have you done this to us? We gotta break this out. So like if
Now we're talking. This is my experience with D3.
So if d.root
Just be part of the process.
Then totally part of the process. Absolutely part of the process. Return. And then else we return whatever the fuck this is. What is any of this? And then you dot split and dot concat. None of this makes any sense. Let's just try this.
The dot split and dot concat might be handling CSV data. I think that flare data that he's working with is in a CSV.
That sounds right.
Potentially, just so you know.
I think he's also like,
I don't know if he pulled in a CSV, but another example that I was working with that was really confusing me, and it was, yeah.
It's also because our hierarchy data doesn't really follow the same shape as his example data. So let's just spot the difference real quick. I just lost it. Nope, nope. Prefer if you didn't. Okay. So his source data isn't a cool hierarchy like ours. It only is if you, all right, so let's see what tree map data looks like. Tree map data. That does look like our data. Where did I put that?
Huh.
All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to look at two things at once. So his data with flare, and then our data with not. So this is part of our problem, is that we have an undefined as the name of our parent. That's what it's yelling at us about. It says that's undefined. So if we do children, is it still undefined? No, but it's weird. What if we do it like this? Okay, there we go. That seemed better. And then I should need to take away the changes I did in here.
I think your stream might have gone down, just for reference.
Oh, yeah, I see that. All right, should be back now.
Oh, we're back.
Should be back now.
Well, to our faithful fans, we fixed everything, and then it right before we rejoined.
All right. So it's still not stream map. This is render. This is what I was doing before. I just want something. Give me something. Where's my hierarchy data? I need to look at this. All right. And his looks like this. So his has data, it has children. Oh, and it has a dot value. And all the children have a dot value. Fascinating. So when we make our data, we need to make a dot value on it also. That comes from trade value.
Trade value.
Okay, this is fun.
Well, each child should have that value too, so.
Yeah, but it's not dot value, and that's what all the tree map magic is looking at to size from.
Oh, got it.
So we just need to convert it and do it in the right place, which is a little bit complicated because I have to I'm doing like a clean group right now, and now I need to do like a roll up, which I don't totally remember how to do.
When you say have to add a dot value, is that like a certain type of JavaScript, or is that certain type of D3 hierarchy data field?
Just like for this specific example, it wants that, and it uses it in a bunch of places, so it's easier for me to add it in the name it expects than to change all the places it looks at it.
Okay, but it's not like a type of, it's not like changing the.
No,
like,
it's not like a magic word or anything.
Value,
It's just this specific thing. I'm hacking at this point.
Got it. Okay.
And I'm trying to think of the best way to add it in place. I want to remap. I don't want to rewrite everything.
Yeah.
Although I might have to, because it's like you want to. Jesus, command map. And this is a country. And we return. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I did too many things at once, trying to be too fancy. Dot map is not a function because what is it? Group data is a map. Shouldn't be able to map over a map. Come on now. We're so close. How do I convert the? I'm feeling this is all exactly how it should be. It's just that group data.map not being a function doesn't seem right. Is it like a for each that it wants? Okay, cool. Love it. That was fun. Really loved that. Well, then I have to make my new.
Yeah.
This is awful. I hate this. This is definitely a clue that we're going down the wrong path.
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, like that's what I was like, oh, I'll use Plotly to do this myself or to do this faster, and it just ran into its own gigantic slew of problems.
All right, so I think that let's get a better, like, there's got to be a better zoomable tree map that doesn't expect data in an insane way.
We were so close.
Well, the thing is we have our hierarchy data. So I could, if we wanted to see stuff, like we could throw other hierarchies, like a circle pack at it and see what happens. Like, I wonder, because we're basically we're in D3 hierarchy world now. So any D3 hierarchy viz should be pretty easy to implement.
Look up a sunburst.
Love it.
I could have been working on that.
Straight to the bonus one. All right, partition and sunburst. Ooh, zoomable sunburst. Now we're fucking talking. All right, so what kind of insanity does this require? It's still flare. See, he does this crazy partition stuff that requires values on everything. This is the classic, the data is exactly how it should be. So this is what I mean. If I get value on every object, then I can unlock all these other things.
Can we just change dot value into dot trade value? Or is it not that simple?
Yeah, in the partition, yeah, I'm into that idea. So where's our... So we just need to back up a little bit. So let's... This is the zoomable one. We have this. We have our chart. Do we have a tree map? No, we don't. I was trying to skip ahead, but that was silly. See, this is the thing with cargo culting cross stocks, that if you go astray, if you try and improvise, there be dragons.
Yeah,
you got to adhere to it. If you're gonna do it, you got to adhere to it all the way.
You got to triple
All right,
down.
so you're saying if we changed our dot value, and this is what I was figuring out. Okay, it's coming back to me. So we're console logging the D when we sum things, and it's d.dataset because when we feed into, all right, so here's our problem. So when we make data dot dataset, no, that's not an option. No. What? All right, well, whatever. So we'll go into our chart and we'll do tree map data.dataset. And is there anywhere we refer to data? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so now let's see what our console log looks like. It should not have a .dataset attribute in it. It should just, now it's an empty array.
All right, I reloaded everything.
No, it's all good. Why is it an empty array? Okay, so we're not getting data back again.
What?
For our API call.
I changed selected year, but
okay, what does selected year looks like?
Well, I just changed it to reference the dropdown I created.
Got it. So let's see. That should work fine.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't change.
Year select. You just changed selected year to year select, basically?
Yeah, well, yeah, and then I made the dropdown be year select.
So why don't we get data for Pakistan anymore?
I don't know. Let's try this. Ready? How does it work?
No.
Huh. Well, I'm going to change that back then. Weird.
It has a quote on the end. For some reason, food code string.
Where?
No, that seems fine. Our URL has a quote at the end of it. But I don't think that would cause it. I don't understand that exactly. Combined call string. Okay, that's just in the... So the URL looks fine. It's just not returning any data.
Okay. Maybe you just like click to a different country and then come back to it.
Nice, love it. Great idea.
Yeah, sometimes just it doesn't the Comtrade database doesn't come back with a code.
So empty. It's also because I'm on animals, maybe? Okay, now we have data for Spain animals in 2021. Okay, sweet. Yeah, that got a bunch of data back.
Okay, and just so you know, we are referencing where's our food code string?
At the very, very, very top, or not very, very top, but right where we talk about the variables.
Okay, so we are so just so you know, we should be referencing that, not individual, not what the drop down menu says.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, cool. So we're back. We're back in the business.
Yeah, we're very close. And so now we're using trade value to do our tile. We have our, oh, I need to fix the tile function too. That's part of our problem. Where is that? I didn't import it, did I? Oh, I did. See, that's part of our problem. All right, so our zoomable tree map and tile. Great. So tile takes the node. That should all be working. root.child.concat. We don't have a child. We have a dot children. Does he have a dot child? Const child of node dot children. No, we have a dot children, and we pass it in. And tree map. Oh, that should not be hierarchy data. It's, oh, okay, that's right. Okay. Undefined is non.
I'm working on error handling right now.
Nice.
Just for reference.
I'm just trying to make trade value dot children 0.
Okay, so yeah.
Should not be taking this long.
Do you have data right now?
Yeah, I'm getting data.
Okay.
So close. Data.dataset, that's right and good. That's right and good. I mean, we can just. Hmm. All right, too many modifications. Make everybody upset, but d dot value should be d dot trade value. Okay. So the last piece is our name function, which makes sense.
In other news, I think I figured out that the Comtrade database doesn't, if you make the same request 2 times in a row, it doesn't like return to you.
Ooh,
sometimes.
fascinating.
Because like I couldn't get data for Pakistan right after you got it, and I changed Ukraine and it worked.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like it just like I guess we just have to be very polite to it. It doesn't really like you prototyping on it.
Yeah, I've seen worse, but yeah, there's some. I just realized just switch up the country and you'll be fine typically. Okay, back to error handling.
Amazing. So I'm making my tree map poorly, is what I'm learning.
Why?
I don't know. I need to make my tree
That's
map
what
better.
neither of us wanted to do.
Yeah. I want to make it good. I don't want to make it bad.
That wasn't in the list.
Tree map dot tile. It's just he made it so complicated. It's because they don't have X's and zeros, I don't think, dude. It's part of the problem.
Sounds right to me.
Oh, they do, but the datas don't. Okay, fascinating. Capital T. This has been fucking me up the whole time. All right. No wonder it doesn't get any data. So we're going to do constant value, or value key is trade value. They should have values now. Tree map data, tile. All right, we want to use our grouped data, I think. All right, that is much closer to what we want. And way too many console logs. All right, so our tree map data looks a lot closer to what it should be now, where it has children, and the children all have a value the way they should.
Okay, that's good.
Which is closer and exciting. But we're still having trouble with this name thing, undefined D. It's the root one. It's because it's undefined.
Oh, of the root.
Yeah, like it doesn't have a parent. Like it really is like it's saying it's undefined. It isn't. It's nothingness. It's.
So in his, there's like 3 levels of nesting, right?
Yes, exactly.
Could that be what's going on?
Well, he's doing a very fancy thing where the root is flare, and he like shows at the top the one you're in. So you're always in a thing, but we aren't always in a thing. We start off, like I can explain better if I see what his data looks like. Tree map. So we can do.
I have his data.
Tree map data. Right, so his looks like this. So his data object has a name, flare, and then it has children, whereas our data has an undefined and then children. So we just got to like name our root parent element, and that's a lot of what we're running into.
Okay, I mean that sounds reasonable.
It's what you were describing in that first thing, the 2 linked lists, and the one goes to the empty one. It's like exactly the same concept, but in a different space.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I mean, if that's just what you have to, it's not like hard. It's just a matter of like, you just got to like, it just feels like you're going through hoops to do it. But I guess that's just kind of what you have to do. I mean, the alternative is just create your own.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't. It's so close, and it's like so much in the same format. I'm starting to understand why he has a name function, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which lets you like override that theoretically. Where is that name? So the name. So this is how he generates this thing. This is the like navigation at the top. That's generated by going through all the parents and then appending. This is the concat thing.
Okay.
Right? That name is built off of going into all the ancestors, reversing them, getting the title out of them, and then joining them. But we don't really need that because there's not that many ancestors. There's not like as many levels of complexity. So this like whole name situation way more complicated than we
simpler.
need it to be. And I'm very tempted to just like rip it out.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need it as like for V1.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I deeply need something to show up. Thank God. Okay, so this is a tree map.
Hey, there we go.
And if you click on it, you get to see inside it. What wonderful fun.
Look at us.
So it's unlabeled because I ripped out the name function. Remember that a second ago? But what we can do is color it by commodity, maybe? I do want to put the names back, but I just got to make them better.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, we're making progress.
Yes. Select all. This is pure fucking insanity over here. Hmm. Got it. That makes sense, I guess. That's the title now. Okay, sweet. So we're very close. So this is .data. Oh, that's weird. D dot, no. So it's going to be, because I grouped them on the country. Oh, it's the commodity codes. Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So return D dot data 0. Okay. And then inside. Okay, great, awesome. So they show up as the titles now, and I just need to make them show up as text. Node append text, and then the text is the same deal, but no console logs. Right, so now we have commodity numbers on them and then country names inside. But this is, see, now we have another problem of that you can't see the countries inside it until you zoom in. What fun.
Oh, interesting. That's kind of okay.
You know what I mean? Do we have a commodity code name lookup somewhere?
This is what I remember when I mentioned that. I'm like, do you want to use the name so you just have it ready to go?
Yeah, okay.
I can do it real fast.
No, we can do it in the front end stage. So when we group, it's not PT title or command code, it's command description.
Command DESC.
Yeah.
E.
Oh, the E. I forgot my E.
Yeah, capital D, CMD, capital D.
All right, so I got it. Okay, so now it's working with the names.
Nice. There you go.
So if you click on coffee, tea, you can see all the countries inside it. If you click on fish and crustaceans, you can see all, but they are ordered in a kind of a funky way. And where does their color come from? Fill. Oh, useless.
I've got a cool color map whenever we're ready for it, but.
Yeah, I got to figure out exactly the. Okay, yeah, hit me. Where you got it?
Here we go. So where do we go? Oh, got to pull it up again. 1 second. What do you need it in?
I'll take whatever you got. I can array would be good. I can turn it. I'll turn it into like a D3 categorical function. I don't know. What do you got?
Okay, so here's. Sorry, I have to find our notebook again. Give me 2 seconds. So I have 2 arrays we can use, or we can do 1 combined array or 1 combined object.
I think 1 combined is good.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, I'm back in it. Too many windows open. Let me just give you these 2 things real fast. Here's a color range. And here are color domains, which map to our descriptions. And then this is for my Python app, so it might be in the wrong format. Here's everything combined.
Okay.
It's like a Python dictionary.
All right.
Which that should be an object, a JavaScript object, right?
Yes. Well, we can do d3.color. Oh, that's not how you do that.
Huh? Can you look at my color dict to see if there's something going on there? It's at the very bottom of everything.
That looks. Oh, this all seems good. I see what you're saying. Yeah, why doesn't it like that?
I don't know.
Is it the question marks? No. That's fine. We're basically gonna remake this with the 2 arrays that you gave me.
Yeah, exactly.
Range.
Oh, it doesn't work off the bat. Whatever.
And this is our commodity color scale. And then we want to do fill. Will be the commodity color scale for the d.data 0. Okay, there you go. Got your colors in. Unfortunately, I don't think it's applying them in the way it should, but it definitely is applying colors. Because countries shouldn't have colors, basically.
No.
We haven't given it any data for countries to have colors, and yet.
Magic had found a way to color them. But that's looking cool.
Uh-oh. What did I do? Oh. Okay. Should we make our colors white also? Um,
Dude,
other
it's so
thing
weird. Pakistan just like stopped working.
what stop working?
I can't get data for Pakistan anymore.
Yeah, I think we hit it. Like, if we get too interested in one country, we like it stops giving it to us at some point.
I think so. They're like, you asked for this 1,000 times. We're over it.
So I know there's different D3 hierarchy options for like the tree map. The way that, oh my God, we should do the 3D tree map. See, now we're talking. See if this was every country.
That's pretty snazzy. Imagine if that was in the shape of a map.
Ooh, now we're talking.
Yeah. Now we're just getting greedy.
Well, the thing, no, so all of that annoying work we just did was like so that it's in the format that all of these tree maps expect. So like, what does his data look like? Chart data. He has like a whole bunch of different hierarchies.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Well, this is great now. One, this has been, so just summarizing things we've learned. I feel like we're getting close to a stopping point. And
Totally.
I just, we have a massive fan base out there watching this right now. So what I learned today was, one, that D3 hierarchy is a data type. And that is what most D3 charts, like tree maps, sunburst, there's like a hierarchical chart category.
Exactly.
So that to me is going to be my go-to now when I have hierarchical data. So that's like a really good lesson for me. Two, recognizing that there is a lot of work associated with like actually getting data in the format that like a D3 example expects you to get it into.
Yes. Yes.
And like
that's the most frustrating part is that you see an example that works.
Like a big part of the process. Like it is the most frustrating, but it's also like kind of like what the process is. If somebody else has this template out there, like your job is like the work is going to be like to fit it. So it was encouraging in a way to see how hard it was and like how long it took, because that resonates with my experience working with this sort of like workflow.
Totally. And I'm excited now that we've laid that groundwork of like we unlock a bunch of viz types, right? Like we get Sankey, we get Sunburst, we get tree map because of that like groundwork of D3 hierarchy, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's like a really valuable thing. So let's try to like capture that in a way that makes it the most usable that we can like reference, right? Or even share. Like if we like, right, if that's something we can kind of like maybe better document to explain like how we did that and like what the important parts of that, like I think that could be a really valuable output from this.
I agree. I really want, like, we're very close to doing that second step, right? Of doing a couple of different viz types. So that's what I want to get. Probably not today, right? But like in the next day or two, like get a few different hierarchy visualization examples, because it'll be interesting to see what it looks like. And then we can also look at a few different commodities specifically. And that might, I want to see patterns that I recognize. Like I want to understand the world better through our viz now that we've made it.
Yeah, I agree. And then another big thing here that like is kind of table stakes is we need to figure out the groupings, because I think that it's not quite right as it is right now. Or we need to make sure the label, like we need to fix the labels and the colors and everything. Like that's kind of still on the to-do list. Just looking at what we have here.
Yeah, now that we've done it, it's actually kind of easy to change it, right? So if you wanted to go back to that, if you wanted to have now flip it around, commodities are inside countries, right? Or if you eventually come up with like groupings on top of countries, like if you wanted to sum up into G20 or into the global south, right? Those might live above countries but below world, and like add another layer of analysis that you might want to do. Right? You could even just do hemispheres or any other way you could group countries, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's very, very cool that we got this almost kind of completely functional, and yeah, and like you said, like lots of great outputs from it too.
Totally. And I deeply feel we're like 10 minutes away from having it done. And I know that I spent those 10 minutes like solving video issues, you know what I mean? So I think the next time we give this a shot that it'll be that much faster, right? I'm still like working out the kinks a little bit. We had to get your audio fixed. I think learning, like, I love working in Observable, and I think that it was like, this was an awesome chance to give that a shot, and I think it worked pretty well. You know what I mean? Like we got in a pretty reasonable thing done, and I love what the pattern we found of like working in different sections. Like it all comes together at the end. You know what I mean? But it's all in the same place, which is nice. Like we're not like sharing repos and like pulling and pushing and that whole level of craziness.
Yeah, exactly. It felt very much like a Google Doc that we were both in. So, yeah, I think this is really good.
Awesome, dude. All right, well, so I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you to anybody who's stopped by and hung out or who's watching this later. And thanks to Cameron for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and should we put links on Twitter?
Yeah, I'll put links on Twitter. I'll drop the notebook in the description on this video, and I can't imagine that we don't. I like am itching to do another one where we like get some really snazzy viz out of it. So I'm sure there will be a follow-up soon.
Yeah, we're getting close to producing a lot of those cool stuff.
Awesome.
Anyway.
All right, bye everybody.
DJ, I learned a lot. Talk to you soon.
See you later, man.
Bye.